What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Michigan State Dynasty. We have a couple of games here in today's episode, the first of which is going to be the least exciting game of the season. So we're just going to fly straight through this one. We were taking on FCS East in our third straight home game. I don't know how we managed to have 3 straight home games, and obviously we are pretty heavy favorites in this matchup after taking down our first challenge last week against BC, or against Boston College, I should say. But early on, it was a bit of a slugfest. You see a good run there by Aiden Childs, but it's going to get taken back due to a holding penalty. So we ended up finding ourselves on a 3rd and 23. Aiden Childs trying to make something happen. Got a man open, but he just sails a decent coverage there by the defense, but still. Later in the first, we found ourselves down around the 15-yard line. Childs was going to step up, and this is what he's done really well this year. He's known when to use his legs and when to throw it, and that time it led to a touchdown on the ground. We still stood at 7-0 here early in the second quarter. I would have liked to be dominating this game, but it still was pretty close, and as you see, Elijah Tolliver with 97 yards on the ground in just the first half. But it was a big stand for the defense. They got us down to the 1, and I didn't play it safe. I went for it. I'm thinking, this is an FCS school. We are going to beat them and demolish them. But as you can see, Aiden Childs didn't really have that in mind. He just fell down at around the 1, so we ended up settling for the field goal. And now out in the third quarter, it was still 10-0 when FCS got a touchdown. But that, unfortunately for them, is going to go back 10 yards due to a penalty, so they have to settle for a field goal, and they're still in this game. I was expecting to be blowing them out by this point. The Judicials, I guess that's their mascot name, kind of lame, but still, I was expecting to be up by 30, and thankfully, here at the end of the third quarter, this is where we kind of took over. Aiden Childs went to take off, got a man open downfield. It was Krishan McCray, as he went on the deep crosser there, and then later in the same, or beginning of the fourth quarter, which is where we really started to take over, Aiden Childs found Jack Velling on the route, coming back across the middle, and he got a touchdown there. So, the Spartans go up 24-3, make it 31-3 here in a second, after we get a stop here on 4th and 9. The Judicials, I mean, they stuck around longer than I would give them credit for, but their offense just was not fit to win this game, and as you can see, just too slow on the field. So 31-3 now, late in the third quarter, or late in the fourth quarter, about 3 minutes to go. 3rd and 5, Aiden Childs is going to step back. He's got his man Jack Velling in the flats, and then he just does the rest. I mean, untouched until the end zone. Big day for Aiden Childs and the Spartans as they protect home court or home field advantage and take this one down. 38-3, Aiden Childs with 250 yards, 5 touchdowns total, a couple on the ground and about 1 on the ground and 4 through the air. 1 pick, so he did have a turnover, but you did not see that turnover just because I was only playing, you know, important moments in the game and whatever surrounded those. Just wasn't really a point in playing the entire game. I knew we were going to win, and don't get me wrong, I got a little nervous there at the beginning. I was like, we might not be winning this game. They might be the App State of this game, but thankfully we were able to hold off the Judicials there on offense or on defense until our offense was able to kind of pick up the slack. But we did not force any turnovers. We got 2 forced fumbles, did not recover either of them, and that was kind of just the appetizer, just the intro for today's game. We had a tougher matchup last week. Today's our real first test of the season, our first ranked matchup against a Big Ten opponent, and it's going to be an interesting one. We no longer have the comfort of home field advantage. We no longer get to stay in Michigan. We have to travel rather far, all the way to California, to Los Angeles, I believe, in order to play this USC Trojans team. And don't get me wrong, their overall is not the highest, but they have a lot of weapons nonetheless. At an 82 overall, 81 offense, 84 defense, this USC team led by Lincoln Riley still, they've opened the season pretty good. They're 3-0. They have not played much competition just yet. They played a couple of lower schools in college football and an FCS school, including one of those being Missouri State. So they have not really faced a tough contest just yet. But this team is talented. They don't have a lot of continuity from previous seasons just due to guys transferring, due to guys graduating. But as you saw from these first 2 players, they've got some really good receivers. Jacoby Lane, you saw, You also saw Lemon there at the top. Both of those guys are 92 and 90 overall, respectively. They also have a really good tight end in Lake McCree. And then Ramsey, DJ Harvey are there in the secondary. They are locked down corners and defensive backs. And then you also saw Wayman Jordan, and Eli Sanders. At quarterback, they have Jaden Mayava, a redshirt junior, I should say. He's had a pretty solid year so far out of Hawaii. He's an 86 overall backfield creator. So he's athletic. He can throw it. He's got 90 throw power and solid accuracy stats. So I think this guy can be really good for the Trojans. Hopefully not today. Hopefully today is not the day that he decides to play really, really well. I think, so far he's 6 touchdowns, no picks, almost 1,000 yards. He protects the ball. He does not turn the ball over, and he doesn't run it a whole lot, but he does have 69 yards as long as you take into account sacks. And the rest of their offense is just talented. I mean, look at this. 287 overall running backs and good guys behind them. 290-plus receivers, and then the other guys are 80s. And then a guy that's mid-70s and Xavier Jordan, who's also a speedster. Lake McCree, a 90 overall tight end, but then the guys behind him, Walker Lyons, still pretty solid at a 79 overall, and he's just a sophomore. Their offense is really strong, but their weakness is their offensive line. Elijah Page, starting left tackle, out for the game, so they have to go with junior Vincent Camp, who's only a 75 overall. At center, our left guard, they have DJ Wingfield, who's about an 80 overall. Center, they have John Ray Reed, who is a 78 overall. And then they also have Killian O'Connor behind him at a 72 overall as well. Right tackle, or right guard, I should say, Alani Noah, a 75 overall, and Makai Sena, a 71 overall. So this offensive line is far and away, in my opinion, one of the weaker units on the team. Right tackle is led by Max Hurst at just a 75 overall. So they don't have that star on the offensive line. And it's kind of the same way with their defensive line. Their senior defensive edge, Lucas, is out right now. So they have to settle and rely on a bunch of unproven redshirt freshmen or true freshmen. Cameron Fountain is one of the more experienced guys on the line at a 79 overall right edge. But he himself is only a sophomore. So their defensive line, much like their offensive line, talented at some places, but very, very inexperienced. They can look to Keyshawn Silver, though, to kind of be that leader on the line. He's a redshirt senior, so he has been here as long as he can. As far as the linebackers go, this is where they start to scare me on defense, getting into the secondary and getting into the linebackers. They've got speed. Garrison Madden may not be the starter, may not be the higher overall compared to Stevens, but he is a 89 speed, 90 acceleration. Same thing with Eric Gentry, their leader on defense. 87 speed, 90 acceleration, and he is a very, very sure tackler. 90 play recognition and 87 tackle. And then you get to the secondary and it just gets worse. DJ Harvey, 91 speed, 95 acceleration, 89 overall. Locked down in man, locked down in zone. DeCarlos Nicholson, 83 overall. Marcells Williams, we won't have to deal with, but he's still a redshirt freshman. Prophet Brown, 92 speed, 94 acceleration. Treston Castro's not the fastest, but he's still a 79 overall. Chasen Johnson, 90 speed. I mean, they are so fast. And then you get to the safeties. Kamari Ramsey, 89 overall, 89 speed. Bishop Fitzgerald, 89 speed, 92 acceleration. This team is dominant when it comes to athleticism in the secondary. And they have some lockdown corners, so we are going to have to find creative ways to move the ball because we just do not have the speed to work against these guys. But we're going to have to do what we can to win this game because the Trojans are going to come out here in full force on their home field. I mean, this team has always had high expectations under Lincoln Riley, and they just have not lived up to those expectations, even with guys like Caleb Williams there. Miller Moss was there. They have never quite made it over the hump. They jumped into the Big Ten, had an okay year in year one, but now it's real. They are a Big Ten team, and we will get a chance to see their offense first on the field as we boot it away, and it's returnable. Will he take it out of the end zone? I do like that they have kept with tradition, not putting names on the back of their jerseys, as that one is out to the 17, so he could have just kneeled it down. Jaden Mayava, highlighted quarterback. We saw him last week, 327 yards and 3 touchdowns total on the day. So we'll see if our defense can play a little bit better than their opponent did a week ago. But it's going to start off a quick little dump down across the middle. Wayne Matthews brings him down after about 5. Mayava as I said, is very protective with the ball. He is not going to turn it over a lot, so we're going to have to force his turnover. And a spin move off the drag route, a broken tackle, and then some, as the Trojans, a little bit of success here early. They've got a couple of pass plays down and a first down under their belt. Now they're going to go to the screen. That one, not so successful, as Bridgman brings him down. Samaj Bridgman has been very good for this defensive unit. He has been all over the place so far these first 3 games of the season. I'm liking what I see from him. Now the blitz backs off. They're going to have to settle for a long pass on 3rd and 10. And Mayava does get 9 after the catch, but they're going to punt it away and play it safe. Lincoln Riley is known as one of the better offensive minds in college football, but he does not take the risk there early in this one, as they are looking to go 4-0. Spartans looking to go 4-0. We got a first down on the first play of the game from Tolliver. This time, not as successful. Only a loss of 1 for Elijah Tolliver, as he goes down in the backfield. The offensive line fell apart there, so Aiden Childs looking to throw. He's going to step up. He's going to take off, slides, but he gets hit while he does it. They're going to give him 11 yards and the first down. Krishan McRae was maybe open on that one, but Childs just missed him. 1st and 10. This time he's going to find McRae, and McRae gets upended. And, I mean, he got lifted off the ground and suplexed pretty much, and just not over the shoulder, as he got a first down there. 2nd and 1. The Spartans driving here on the first possession of the game for them, as this one goes to the backup tight end, Masunis. He got a little dinger injury last week, but he is back in the game, and he's getting us a first down there and a little bit more now. Elijah Tolliver wrapped up quickly. He's going to lose 1 again to the running game. 1 early good play, couple of bad plays on the ground. 2nd and 11. He's going to go outside. Tolliver's got it, and he's going to make up for it with about 6. So he gets his yard back and then 5 more, setting up a 3rd and 4. Childs is going to go to the bubble screen. Nick Marsh can't break free. I mean, good blocking. Good decision by Childs, but it's going to bring up a 4th and 1. Aiden Childs keeps it himself. First down to the 5, making it down to the 6, actually, as he got pushed back a little bit. So that is going to bring us with a goal scenario. 2nd and goal. Aiden Childs lobbing it wide open, and it's dropped. Jace Clorizio had the touchdown in his hands on 2nd and goal. Now it's going to bring up a 3rd and goal, and Childs goes down. Eric Gentry on the blitz off the corner, the right side there from the linebacker. And the Spartans, a very successful drive, a long one, a lot of time off the clock. They're going to settle for a field goal, as they are going to take a 3-0 lead. And the Trojans get their chance to answer here, as we are now 30 seconds left in the quarter. Mayava's going to hand it off, and that one's going nowhere. Jordan Hall, busted play there for the Trojans. They quickly find themselves in a 3rd and long. Mayava is going to take the snap, obviously looking to throw deep down the right side. Got one-on-one coverage, and bats it down. He had a chance there, but the Trojans will not convert, and they will punt it right back to the Spartans. A chance to continue their momentum. Aiden Childs steps up and fumbles it. He's going to lose the ball, and the Trojans pounce on it. Big turnover for USC, and the Spartans continue to struggle in that category. We had 3 turnovers against Boston College, and that almost cost us the game. And now in a game like this, a dangerous environment, you cannot have that happen. Cameron Fountain's the one that recovered it, I believe. I'm not sure who that was that forced it. But the Trojans will take over. Great field position down at the 38-yard line, as Jaden Mayava is going to simply hand it off. And this time they've got good blocking all the way down inside the 20, marking them at the 13. What a run there. The Trojans are going to hurry back to the line. Jaden Mayava is going to change the offense. He's flipping it around. McCree's going to go to the right side now. They fake the handoff. Mayava looking. He's got his running back again. And this one's a touchdown out of the backfield. Mayava patient. Found the uncovered man on the blitz. And the Trojans take a 7-3 lead, as we now get back to the offensive side of the ball, and Tolliver struggles to get his feet under himself. Eric Gentry again with the big play in the backfield. 7-3 is where we stand, as this one's batted down. Jake Velling all alone. They actually left him uncovered to bring an extra blitz man, And Aiden Childs again gets hit as he throws to an open receiver. Cameron Fountain with the pressure. So a couple of what-ifs there if that ball just gets off a few seconds earlier. But instead, the Spartans are going to have to punt it, and this one's returnable for about 5 extra yards. The Trojans are moving as they once again take over on our side of the field down at the 41-yard line. That one goes straight into the dirt. Jaden Mayava didn't get the ball out in time. Mayava, 6:46 to go. They have all the patience in the world. They're going to fake the handoff, dump it outside, dangerously close to being picked off by Nakai Martinez. He could have had another defensive touchdown there, but instead, that makes this third down a whole lot more manageable. 3rd and 4, bubble screen, wrapped up, down he goes. Big play there by Malik Spencer and the Trojans. Playing it safe again. You're at the 36-yard line, and you're punting it? I just don't get that if I'm Lincoln Riley. I'm going for that, or at least trying a really long field goal every day of the week. But instead, they just pin us down at about the 18-yard line, 2nd and 9. Threading it in between 2 defenders. Krishan McCray holds on. 4.5 to go in the second now. We really need to respond here. Tolliver's going to get it. Bouncing off a couple of guys, and that was the hardest 2 yards of his life, as he just barely gets us the first down now. Under 4 to go. Childs is going to pump fake. Finds his man underneath. Nick Marsh got a blocker upfield. He's going to turn it up and get down around the 45. 52 yards for Aiden Childs through the air. Both offenses struggling, but the Trojans have just benefited from a couple of short fields. It's amazing it's only 7-3. This time outside. McCray one-on-one. Poorly thrown ball by Aiden Childs. Just his 5th incompletion of the day. But it sails well out of reach for Krishan McCray, as we now have a 3rd and 5. Aiden Childs looking to throw again. Good pressure again, and I mean, that one maybe had a chance, but there was 2 guys waiting to either intercept that or light up Nick Marsh. And the Trojans will get the ball back. Another punt. This time, Jaden Mayava is going down. The pressure gets home, and Ben Roberts is the one to bring him down. That's going to set up a 3rd and 14, right around a minute to go. Mayava steps up, heaves it, one-on-one coverage, and it's dropped. Big break up there by the secondary, as that one was dangerously close to being a big gain on 3rd down. Aiden Childs is going to continue the next drive by taking off, and he just kind of dives forward in order to save a little bit of time and stop himself from getting hit. Now 1st and 10. He's going to go outside. Jack Velling's going to bruise his way for 9 as he makes contact right around the marker, but they're going to push him out of bounds for a 1-yard second down. 2nd and 1. Tolliver's going to get underneath. He's going to make a couple moves, and he's going to push his way forward for a 1st down. 45 seconds to go. They're going to continue to hurry up with 3 timeouts. You might want to take your time. Aiden Childs again to Tolliver. This one's picked off. The Trojans secondary strikes for the first time today. I knew it was going to happen eventually. Aiden Childs, I mean, he read that like a book. He looked at Elijah Tolliver as soon as the ball was snapped. I mean, maybe you get that in there if you throw it out towards the sideline a little bit more. But Prophet Brown, we spoke about him earlier in the episode. He read that one all the way. And I do think if you lead that to the sideline, it's going to be a tough catch, but I do think you definitely get that out of the reach for the defender at least. But instead, Aiden Childs just threw it inside a little bit too too far in, and that will send us to halftime. The Trojans get a 9-yard gain, and they run the clock out. So this one is a 7-3 ball game. Classic Big Ten football here in rainy weather. Not a lot of offense. 70 passing yards for us, 52 for them, 42 for us in the ground, and 32 for them. 3.9 per play and 4.2, but we are leading the time of possession by 3 minutes, essentially. So we should be dominating this game with how long we've been holding on to the ball, but the Trojans somehow have made it this far with a 4-point lead. Hopefully we can change that as we enter the second half down by 4. Aiden Childs going to run. Not a lot of space to work with. He gets hit hard, but thankfully does not fumble. So that's enough to set us up with a 3rd and manageable. 3rd and 4. Aiden Childs looking to throw. Lobs it into traffic. Should have been picked off. But instead, we're just going to be able to punt that one away. Aiden Childs almost had his 2nd interception of the day on back-to-back drives. USC is going to come out running the ball. A couple of nice juke moves. And that's about a 6-yard gain on the ground. That was Eli Sanders, the backup running back now, as they have a 2nd and 4. They've got Sanders in the ballgame still. Instead, it's going to be a pass outside quickly on the screen. And Maiava finds his man, and he gets the first down. 2nd and 10 now, as they have a first down upcoming, as that one's caught right across the middle. And it is another completion for Jaden Maiava. So far coming out this half, perfect through the air, as they get another one, moving the chains down to the 46. A RPO, Nakai Martinez is there. Jay Fair with his 5th grab of the day, but that one actually goes backwards, so he's only got 21 yards through the air on 5 catches now. 2nd and 11, Maiava deep downfield, and it's broken up by Nash. Dontavius Nash snags that one out of the air at the last second, and this is going to set up a 3rd and 11. Maiava across the middle. It's caught, and it's a first down. Jordan Hall couldn't get turned around in time. It was good coverage, good defense, but just quicker legs by the receiver there. And USC converts on a 3rd and long. That one hurts. This one should have been picked off. Instead, it's going to be a gain of 2, maybe 1, as Matthews was in coverage. I mean, he was on that one, but it was just not a good positioning there on the defender, as Jaden Maiava takes off, launches it over the head of the defense. Touchdown, and we might get saved again. Another holding penalty, calling back the touchdown. I may have to bring those sliders down. It seems like we get at least one of those, and that was Max Hurst, their most talented lineman. Or, no, I think actually he might have been their least talented lineman. But, nevertheless, Max Hurst going to take that touchdown off the board. But Jaden Maiava does get a room to scramble, and kind of takes the, easy way out. He could have dove for that first down or fought for it. Instead, he just slides down, and they're going to punt it back to us after taking about 5 minutes off the clock. We've got to do something with this. 3rd and 8. We've got to score. Aiden Childs looking to throw, going outside into traffic, and it's picked off. DJ Harvey, it's returnable. Not going to be caught. Touchdown, Trojans. And I said we have to do something with this drive. I didn't say it was going to be a good thing, but it still just stings as Aiden Childs tries to force it into Amari Kelly in double coverage, kind of, because 2 guys kind of enter the area. Kelly gets laid out, and DJ Harvey, I mean, we showed him earlier, a lockdown corner. He just snags it, and he's going to give the Trojans what right now feels like an insurmountable lead, 14-3. Elijah Tolliver does get a little bit of space finally, and when I say a little bit, I mean 5 yards as maximum. That is not a good sign for your running game now. 2nd and 5, Aiden Childs goes down. He tried to escape, but Devin Tompkins was there. And they now have a 3rd and 14, possibly the biggest play of the game. Under a minute to go in the 3rd. Down 14-3, Aiden Childs, comeback route to Christian McCray is clutch. And that might be the biggest conversion of the season right now. 14-3. And we had to have that one. Aiden Childs is going to get it out late to Tolliver. Tolliver's got about a lot of space, but he's going to keep fighting and actually loses a couple of yards. He had it at a 2nd and 1. But he actually went backwards 2 yards. And now we will open the 3rd quarter at a 2nd and 3. And once again, the offensive numbers not pretty, but USC kind of even out the time of possession there in that quarter. They took over, and they were running the ball a whole lot there, as Elijah Tolliver will finish what he started on the last play at the end of the 3rd quarter. He's going to muscle his way forward for a first down, setting us up around the 45-yard line. Aiden Childs didn't like what he sees here on this one, so he changes it up and fires to Jack Velling. Kind of makes a spinning grab, and that's his 2nd catch of the day, setting up an easier 2nd and 1. You could go deep. You could stick it to the ground. What do? They go to Tolliver. Big blocking and a big first down, as we are now moved into USC territory at the 38, 2nd and 10. It looks like a pass play. Childs is going to take it. He's going to go outside, and it's batted down again. Big play there by the defensive line. It is now a 3rd and long. Biggest play of the game now. Childs fires into traffic. What a grab by Amari Kelly. That one was very well covered, but he's going to get enough for the first down and then a little bit more, as we now have it 2nd and 3. Childs is going to launch it outside. Nick Marsh on the screen on the RPO forces his way out of bounds after a big gain of about 7 and another first down. So now down to the 13-yard line. They're going to hand it off to Tolliver. Had a window there for a second, but just not enough blocking held to get him through the offensive line, or past the defensive line, I should say. Now 2nd and 7. Aiden Childs looking to throw. Immediate pressure off the bootleg, and he just has to sail it out of bounds. You did not want to get sacked there. As Aiden Childs now 3rd and 7, under pressure, fires to Marsh. Leaping grab and a first down. He got up, grabbed it, and somehow got down in time to turn around and get a first down. Now 2nd and goal. Aiden Childs scrambles and slides down to the 4. As we are now inching our way closer. Under 5 minutes to go. The clock is working against us. 3rd and goal. Childs steps up. He's got a touchdown. Aiden Childs using his legs. Why throw it when you can use your legs like that? USC was not guarding the quarterback run, and we need a 2-point conversion to make it a field goal game. If you don't, either way, you need a touchdown, but instead, Masunas is going to grab it right across the middle. That is going to be a 2-point conversion, setting up a 14-11 lead, and USC needs to get a first down here and kind of run this clock down as much as they can. Jaden Mayava, not a good start, though. He's going to lose 2 on the ground on the read option. He did not make the right read. Now they're going to fake it. He's going to go outside. Almost picked off, but instead, Ruckerover pursues, and they get a first down out of it. Oh, my goodness. Lake McCree should have been lit up, but the Spartans go for the turnover, and that turns into a first down for USC on a 3rd and 11, as they will now be able to run down this clock even farther, down around the 2-minute warning. 3rd and 3. They have to snap it. Jaden Mayava steps up, fires at the last second. It's caught. It's a first down and then some. Makai Lemon with his 7th grab of the day, 57 yards through the air, as they now move to the midfield mark at right at the 50. 2nd and 9, under 2 minutes to go. Jaden Mayava lets it fly under pressure, as he just does not take the sack. You almost want to take that sack and let the clock run down, but instead Mayava just does not force us to use a timeout. 3rd and 9. Michigan State set back. They're going to stop him as he is mighty close to the line, but they're not going to go for it. I mean, if I'm Lincoln Riley, I'm going for that all day long. Instead, they're going to give us 1 minute and 38 seconds and 94 yards to work with, as well as 1 timeout here for head coach Willie Allen to draw up something to get this Spartans team down the field. Aiden Childs, first play of the game. Amari Kelly on the drag route. And this is going to be a lot of hurry up on this drive. There's going to be no stopping here. The clock will continue to run unless they're spotting the ball. Aiden Childs looks across the middle. Jack Velling, that one was dangerous. Big collision on opportunity there, but nobody got to him in time. They now have another first down. Amari Kelly on the drag route again. He gets hit hard up high as he was getting held by the legs. And we now have a 2nd and 2, around a minute to go. Masunas is going to grab it under a minute now, continuing to move down the field. 1st and 10, 54 seconds, going deep. McCray's open, and it's incomplete. Aiden Childs misses the go-ahead score and the walk-off as he just sails it. 2nd and 10 now. You don't get many chances like that late in the game, but Christian McCray makes sure that we can get close to field goal range. 45 seconds ago, holding on to that final timeout. Childs stepping up, firing to Marsh. Marsh, another first down across the 30, as we are now in field goal range, or at least I would say that. Last time I tried a field goal from here, it fell about 10 yards short, even though it was on target. Childs is going to find Marsh again. Now, I would say we're safely in field goal range, under 30 to go. 1st and 10, as the Spartans use their final timeout on that last play. This one's going to be a pass play underneath. Jack Velling, don't like the call. The clock will run. You're going to have to get to the line and spike it, and that looks like that's what they're going to do. 20 seconds. Under 20 now. They're going to spike it at 19. In a 3rd and 7. No sacks. If you get sacked, you can't spike it. Maybe don't even try it. If nothing's open, just throw it. Aiden Childs going to take off, outrunning the lineman. Touchdown, Aiden Childs. What a run. Heisman moment for Aiden Childs. Obviously, he ain't a Heisman candidate, but it's a Heisman moment as he just steps up. Kind of thought he was looking to throw it still, but you just see the Red Sea part there as Aiden steps into the pocket. Nobody's in front of him. He just takes off. Number 9 right there almost caught him, but it was just too little, too late. And the Spartans, barring the extra point, they're going to take an 18-14 lead now with 14 seconds left and a chance to steal this one at the last second with a big, big fourth quarter. That would have been, what, 15 unanswered in the fourth quarter, I believe, for the Spartans. So the Trojans have absolutely fumbled this football game, but they still have 9 seconds to work with and 3 timeouts. Jaden Mayava rolls out off his back foot. He does have one-on-one coverage, but Lemon is pretty much locked up by Chance Rucker. Rucker made the mistake earlier, letting them get that first down. This time, he just bats it down, does not go for the interception. Now they have 2 seconds left. Mayaga is going to run for it, and that's ball game, folks. Mayava, don't know what you're doing, buddy. You have no time left. And the Spartans, oh my goodness. I can't believe we just won that game. I mean, that was a defensive slugfest. We couldn't even complete a pass, hardly. We could not throw a touchdown. But Aiden Childs using his legs, and he still gets player of the game. 209 through the air, 1 or 2 interceptions, and then the 1 or 2 touchdowns on the ground. Jaden Mayava had a good game, but it was just solid. Nothing crazy, no turnovers for him. Their rushing game was not there. Wayman Jordan only had 3 carries. That's probably, you didn't even hear him all that much. He was more involved in the passing game. Makai Lemon had a good game, and then Wayman Jordan also had a touchdown through the air for them. But they didn't need to do much. Their defense was playing so good. You thought they were going to win this game without scoring much on offense. They had the 1 short drive that they scored on. Then they had a couple more short drives that they just couldn't convert. They ended up having to punt it around our own 40-yard line. And then they had the pick 6. And once that pick 6 happened, it was all Trojans. I mean, it looked like they had this game in the bag. Prophet Brown with the pick before half. And then I believe it was DJ Harvey with the pick 6. I mean, they were dominating us on defense. And I don't know how we came out on top there. That fourth quarter is going to be a fourth quarter that lives in Michigan State history just because of how dominant they were in that quarter. The defense, bend but don't break. Don't let them into the field goal range and then force a punt and get the ball back to this offense. The offense, Aiden Childs, despite the turnovers, he came through when we needed him most. He was able to complete passes there on that final drive to get us all the way down the field, and then he finished it with his legs. I mean, you couldn't ask for a much better final drive if you're looking to go win a football game, in my opinion. That was the perfect final drive. Beautifully executed. A couple of small mistakes, a couple of interesting decisions, but other than that, I was very impressed with that one by Aiden Childs, and that should have hopefully impressed a lot of our recruits we're going after. Unfortunately, we do have a few more that we are going to have to probably take off the board. Cliff Karoma, 5-star deal breaker, which we probably could, get back, but I didn't really see us, needing him anyways because we have other running backs that are very interested in us. Jacoby Cole, though, we're going to get him in here on a visit eventually. Unfortunately, right now, we don't know his actual interests, so we can't exactly just bring him in on a whim and hope we make the right guess, but I am looking to bring a bunch of guys in on a visit. Monty Foster is there. Khalik Lavelle, we're actually going to get him in on a visit here in the Week 5 bye week. I was thinking about doing championship contender, but then I saw, hey, conference prestige is always good in the Big Ten, as you have an A+ rating, kind of no matter what you do as a school. We also got Nate Aquo in on a visit in the bye week as well. And then Geo Titus was another guy I was looking at. I didn't know exactly what he was going to like, but we finally figured it out, and we went with conference prestige as well. And then Tyrone Cribbs, you see the rest of these guys. We're going to have to take off a few more guys down here at the bottom that just aren't interested in us anymore. Ramon Stick, I was interested in, but he didn't like us, so he's not really interested. He actually locked us out. We're going to bring Isaac DuBose in on a dual visit there in the UCLA week, which comes up in a couple of weeks. Then I went down even further. We're going to have to remove Jeff Shaver and Al Berry. Both of those guys have locked us out. We weren't recruiting them. I had them on our board because they had a little bit of interest, but I just didn't have the points left over. And thankfully, we do get our first commit of the season. Khalik Lavelle, the guy we just brought in on the bye week. So we had the USC game, and then we had a bye week. So I simulated technically 2 weeks now. But Khalik Lavelle, I really like him. He's a good receiver, a prospect out of Michigan, so he's a local guy going to help us keep that pipeline. Obviously, I don't have a lot of these guys scouted just because, one, I feel like scouting can really make the game way too easy. And two, when you're in the regular season, if you don't get a guy scouted before the season, it's really hard to get them scouted. So Khalid Lavelle, welcome to East Lansing in a couple of months. 6 foot, 205, gadget type guy. So I'm hoping he's going to have some nice speed. Obviously, we don't know that just yet. But he's technically only verbally committed. So we're going to keep him on the board and make sure that he officially commits. Another guy that we were probably going to remove is Tyler Martino. Monty Foster as well is no longer interested in us. But here you see Tyrone Cribbs. We're going to bring in on a visit in week 9. And then there's a couple of guys down here as well. But next episode, we'll be taking on Nebraska, so a bit of a more traditional Big Ten matchup. This one, don't get me wrong, was very, very exciting as well. It's always fun to play a nail-biter game like that, especially when you can win the game. But what a finish today was. I can't believe we pulled off the upset in Los Angeles, no less. I was expecting that environment to be a little bit too much to handle for our offense and our defensive units, especially. But we really locked down the USC offense, and I was really impressed with our guys right there. But that is the end of this episode. If you did enjoy, hit the like button, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you never miss an upload. And I'll catch you all next time. Have a great day, everybody.
Soundstripe.